Ravens flock. The flock rundown is the place to be. My man Ryan has been a lifelong Ravens fan since he was born. So I'm telling you now, it's about to go down. The podcast, the flock rundown. Ravens, baby. Nothing gets better than waking up and wondering how high we can fly. Tune in.
Motionless brainwaves attempt to swim their way to sense, can't tame the untamed.
Woo! Appreciate you, Ray. What's up, Ravens fans? Welcome back to another episode of the Flock Rundown. 56-19 beatdown over the Miami Dolphins. The Ravens clinch it all. Clinch the number one seed. Clinch the AFC North. We got the bye. We had a Jackson 5. Let's go, man. Let's go. It's hard to even break down this game. I just want to celebrate with you guys. What a game. What a game. Before we get into any details, shout out to Soggy Bagussi 420. He guessed 43 yards for Isaiah Likely. Likely ended it with 42, but he had 2 tutties, which was huge. But shout out to you. I hit you up in your YouTube comments, so just hit me back and I'll send you the money. But man, what a game. What a game. This was a fun one. We battled through so much adversity. There were so many injuries even coming into the game. No Stevens, no Hamilton, no Kevin Zeitler. I wasn't really expecting that one. And then having Stevens and Hamilton out was like worst case scenario. Then we lose Marlon right away, which is actually worst case scenario against a prolific passing offense like this. And just didn't seem to matter. Shout out to Rock Ya-Sin, Ronald Darby. Shout out to the Ravens offense, too. Ravens defense definitely balled, but that offense capitalized and just kept putting up points, which then lets the defense play their way, you know, when you have that lead. And after that Roquan Smith play, when Tua tried to rush to the line and get a playoff before the 2-minute warning, Roquan comes over, one-hand snatch, and then we go score right away. I feel like that was a huge turning point in the game. Also, another early turning point was Tyreek dropping that touchdown. It's kind of mind-blowing how he even dropped that because it looked like he had it, and then all of a sudden it just bobbled up in the air. That was another early key moment because if that is a touchdown, the Dolphins are rolling. They're up 14-7. You just never know how that momentum carries the rest of the game. It can end up being a tight game. I still think we would have won regardless. Our offense was just clicking on all cylinders. Lamar Jackson just locked up his second MVP. He gets 1 Super Bowl. He'll have a Super Bowl, 2 MVPs, all the stats and wins in the world to back it up. This dude's already a Hall of Famer. They're putting a statue outside the stadium with Johnny U and Ray, man. I'm telling you, Lamar's getting a statue outside the stadium if he wins 1 Super Bowl. Because a 2-time MVP at 26 years old is unreal, and he deserves it. This team deserves all the love in the world. I know everyone's going to be writing them in the Super Bowl, and it's not over by any means. We saw this in 2019, but give us today to celebrate, though, at least. You know, I want to feel this energy and celebrate with you guys because we deserve this. We've been with this team all year through all the roller coaster rides, beating ourselves earlier in the season. And shout out to the guys, shout out to the coaches, shout out to the fans, shout out to the organization as a whole. Man, I'm feeling good. Let's look into some of the stats here. Lamar, 321, 5 touchdowns, only 18 for 21, only 3 incompletions, perfect passer rating, 158.3. Tyler Huntley came in, threw a touchdown. We had 160 on the ground. Gus Edwards with 68 leading the way. Justice Hill, hell of a game by him too in the pass game and in the run game and the pass game. Lamar only had 35 on the ground. I like it that way. He was throwing it all over the field. He didn't need to run. Gordon came in, scored a late touchdown. Zay Flowers led the way in receiving, 3 for 106 and a touchdown, mainly off that 75-yard bomb right on the sideline. So sick. Justice Hill, 5 catches, 64 yards and a touchdown. That's what I mean. Like, he really showed up in the pass game, and that's a big wrinkle that I felt like we were really introducing today, that wheel route with the running back. You know, we did have Keaton Mitchell run some of those, but we weren't hitting those a lot, and Justice Hill just came in, kind of filled in perfectly in a Keaton Mitchell type role, and I thought played above expectations and just dominated. Shout out to Justice Hill. Shout out to Isaiah Likely. Not a ton of yards, only 2 catches for 42, but both of those catches were touchdowns. Especially that one-hander on 4th and 7 that he broke for a touchdown. I was kind of nervous that we were even going for it on 4th and 7. I felt like we could have kicked a field goal. I know it was like a 50-plus yarder, but I felt like Tuck could have made that. And we're going for it on 4th and 7, but it all worked out. Odell, 1 catch for 33 yards, but that catch was nasty, man. And I feel like now with some time off, he's going to be able to get healthy. He was a little banged up throughout the game. We suffered a lot more injuries during the game too, but now that we got this bye, we don't have to play. Anyone who's dealing with anything should sit next week, and Lamar, in my opinion. And then we have the bye after that. So basically 2 to 3 weeks of rest here for these guys, and I really feel like that's going to get our team completely healthy. Hopefully Marlon Humphrey, who went out early in this game, is back. Seems like it's that calf again. Kyle Hamilton should be completely healthy by then. I would imagine a few weeks of rest will do him great. Held Tyreek Hill, 6 catches, 76 yards, no touchdowns. Achane had a pretty good game on the ground, and he caught a receiving touchdown. Cedric Wilson caught the other touchdown. Tua, 237, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. 71.9 rating. Man, this ain't even about the Dolphins, honestly. This is about Baltimore and how dominant they're playing right now. They're playing so confident. We're just steamrolling teams right now. It's no disrespect to any other teams. It's just what's going on. Think about this like 5 weeks ago. We had a gauntlet of a schedule ahead of us. We were doing these videos and breakdowns, and I was like, man, we might lose a game or 2 down this stretch, which is going to make that 1 seed tough. You know, I thought it'd be really tight because I just expected us to drop 1 game at least. I thought that was a reasonable expectation. At that point, we were a little inconsistent. The Rams game was super close. I was just like, man, we got Jags, Niners, Dolphins, Rams. I was like, we're just going to lose one of those games, and we ran the table. You know, it doesn't even matter what happens in Pittsburgh. I just want everyone to stay healthy, obviously, but win or lose, that game is irrelevant now. We've clinched everything that we want to clinch. It's time to just rest, get healthy, and lock in. We cannot have a 2019 repeat. We need to lock in. We're 2 playoff wins away from going to the Super Bowl, and both of those playoff games are guaranteed to be in Baltimore. Let's go. Let's go, guys. We can put the MVP conversation to bed. Lamar just put an exclamation point on it. That MVP is his. He's got 2 locked up. Now we just got to go win a Super Bowl, and this is the year to do it. This is 100% the year to do it. We got the defense and our offense. This is the best offense I've ever seen in Baltimore, ever. Not even close. The way Lamar's playing, the way these receivers are playing, the way the line's blocking today. Shout out to Ben Cleveland for stepping in for Zeitler. He had a hell of a game. We were able to run the ball when we wanted to. We were able to throw off of the run. The Dolphins, like the Niners were afraid to really rush and kind of try to keep Lamar contained so that he couldn't escape. And what's he do? He kills you downfield. He's surgical in the pocket. This guy was slinging it all over the field, could make every single throw. Shout out Lamar Jackson. So blessed to have you as our quarterback. Man, this is amazing. What a way to bring in the new year. Let me know what you guys are thinking about this game, how you're feeling. It's hard to even recap all the ins and outs of the game. It was just a fun experience. I'm going to be watching these highlights for every day, 10 times a day for this whole week, man. This is incredible. I can't wait to watch The Wired on Wednesday. I believe it should come out. Playoffs are a couple weeks away. We kind of get to de-stress, let the rest of the AFC battle it out. Miami plays Buffalo for the division next week, so they got another heater. And we get to play the Steelers, but we're going to rest a lot of starters, I'm sure. We're definitely going to rest the injured guys, and I'd be shocked if Lamar even plays. It's just not worth it. We don't need to win that game. I love you guys, man. I love this team. Thank you for supporting the channel this whole year. And we're just getting started. We got a whole magical playoff run ahead of us. So once again, let me know what you guys are thinking about the game. Show some love in the comments. Let's just celebrate this. Have a great night, guys. Be safe out there tonight. Happy New Year. And I'll talk to you guys next time.
Motionless brainwaves attempt to swim their way to sense, can't tame the untamed.